Hey, folks, this is Coach Roger coming to you live, and I appreciate all of you. You get a ring of the victory bell for being here and being so amazing. And you know who else is amazing? My next guest. From the elevator pitch to keynote speeches, Jeff Klein guides people to the right words for each situation. As a speaker, speaker coach, and author, he has received rave reviews, speaking over 800 times to trade associations, sales associations, national conventions, and business groups, impacting tens and thousands of business professionals. He speaks to professional groups of all flavors. So let's welcome the flavor man himself, the one, the only, the one who walked to school uphill both ways in the snow, barefoot, Jeff Klein.
Hey, Rod, how you doing, my friend?
Welcome, Jeff. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
I'm doing fantastic, and thanks for being here. And everybody else who's watching the show live, when you're live, you thrive, and when you're on the replay, you get to play again. So let's just dive right in. I want to ask Jeff some amazing questions here. So first of all, how did you start speaking?
You know, I joke about it. I say I came to speaking through the kitchen, which is how the band gets into the venue. My business was, I started an ad agency after a long career in the film business and a short career as doing some director of marketing jobs. And I found an organization, or it found me. We found each other, an organization called CEO Space.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lunch. They were every Friday they were teaching the elevator pitch, and I really kind of connected with that education and started helping at their meetings, joined the organization.
Nice.
And somebody said, "Hey, Jeff, would you come do that thing you do at Friday lunch at our meeting?" And I checked to see if it was okay, got permission, and went and did that. And at that meeting, somebody said, "Hey, would you come do this at our meeting?" And at that meeting, somebody said, "Hey, would you come do this at our meeting?" And so on and so on. Before I knew it, I was speaking 2 or 3 times a month. And, the elevator pitch and business networking is your most basic form of advertising. So I was giving back to CEO Space at the same time as I was promoting my ad agency. And things started changing from there. I got involved with other people who were speaking, and that's how Speaker Co-op was born. And I think that that may have been your next question.
It could be, because my next question is going to be like, where did you grow up and how did you grow up?
Well, I grew up from this to my dad was a Jewish professional. He was a social worker by training, but Jewish professional by trade, which means he worked for nonprofit organizations. Which means either you work and you're always working for a board of directors for volunteers. So either you stay in the same place for 30 years, or you, after a couple of contracts of 1 or 2 year contracts, somebody on the board decides that they want somebody else to be in charge, and or that kind of stuff. So we spent. I was a kid in Chicago. I was born in Chicago. Moved to Dallas when I was 3, and that was a promotion for Dad to a bigger job. And then after 7 years in Dallas, we moved to Schenectady, New York, then Wayne, New Jersey, Shreveport, Louisiana. So I got to live a lot of places. It builds character, I'll tell you that. You learn how to make friends.
I can only imagine. I've lived in only a couple places in my life, so I've had a pretty stable upbringing growing up. So I know that's, for me, it helped me, but I can only imagine how much of an adventure that was, having to move so much.
And moved back to Dallas because we always wanted to. And it was interesting to meet some of the people that I went to kindergarten with again as adults.
Yeah. Actually, what's interesting is 2 of my cousins have just moved to the Dallas and the Fort Worth area. So now I have some more family there. So it gives me more reasons and excuses. Actually, I have 4 people I know that have moved to Texas. I have a bunch that moved to Arizona and California. So it seems like my family is finally, over time, they're finally doing the Midwest migration, and they're going across across the U.S., starting out from the East Coast. Um, so, so what is this thing called Speaker Co-op? How did that start?
Yeah. So, I've always been more egalitarian than not. I'm definitely fully capitalist. I believe in in making money and having I've always been a sales guy, but I was learning about speaking, and I was meeting other people who were speaking, and they were all kind of speaking for different reasons. And I was also involved with the local chapter of the National Speakers Association, but I joined as a vendor, as a supplier. And my ad agency did video and websites, and of course speakers need videos and websites.
Yeah,
and talk about serendipity. The only year of their 20-30 years in existence that the North Texas chapter of NSA offered the supplier membership was the year I joined. And so I got all the education of a speaking member, but I was a supplier, not a speaker. And at one point I was meeting with a few people. I had put together a coffee with 5 or 6 folks who were speaking for various reasons, audiences. We wanted to get in front of more people, and each of us had different audiences we wanted to reach. But I said, well, why don't we start a lunch and I'll invite the people that we know. And they said, great idea, Jeff. Why don't you start a lunch and we'll support you? And as you may or may not know, that's where great ideas go to die. But I picked up the gauntlet and ran with it, and kind of mixed metaphor. I picked up the football and ran with it. And
I get it.
And the truth is, if it wasn't for those people at that meeting and their support, it wouldn't have happened. But I took the lead, and one of the guys, his office was in a building with a hotel that had a buffet and a meeting room, and somebody else knew about Evide, and somebody else knew about this, that. And so we scheduled our first meeting in January of 2006, and we showed up, and there were 50 people there.
Yeah.
And wow, I had no idea what to do.
So that's,
we didn't even know, we had scheduled two people to speak for 15 minutes each. We didn't even have time to introduce everybody with 50 people there. So we even came up with our own unique way. And you've been to a speaker co-op meeting, so that works. We have our own unique way. We introduce each other.
Yeah.
And I came up with that on the fly. And we still do it that way now.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot like I remember.
And then a couple of meetings in, somebody said, hey, Jeff, we need a website. And speakercoop.com was born. So that's, And a couple years in, I closed the ad agency and turned Speaker Co-op into my primary business.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, what a nice organic way for thing to it.
COVID came along and
evolve.
Business.
Right. And so now,
yes.
when
you were
talking
definitely.
About as a speaker, I think we have a bit of a delay here. I'm seeing a bit of a delay.
A couple of meetings.
Yeah. Okay. So what about
we went from having a local meeting every month in Dallas and a local meeting every month in Houston to now we're all virtual. We're an international website where that meeting planners from all over the world use to find speakers. We're, we had a silver lining with COVID being helping us go international, and people from like I said, all over the world are on the site and use the site. We promote speakers of all flavors, offer education to people who want it, offer community to people who want it, offer training to people who want it. People who just want one of those things, we give them that. And people who want all of it, we're here to serve that. So we help speakers of all flavors and all experiences.
Yeah. And so for those of you that don't know, Jeff Klein was also like one of my speaking coaches too. And for those of you who don't know, this year, I just booked another 2 TEDx talks. So all that practice over the years, it helped me with other aspects of my speaking as well. So Jeff knows his stuff. Make sure you connect with them. And now, Jeff, you have a great gift that you want to share with everybody here too. So why don't you tell me, tell the fans here what it is that they're going to get and what's going to be their
I
benefit.
lost you there for a minute. We're kind of bouncing out and in and out.
Yeah, so we're going to share here Jeff's free gift. This gift book, Book Yourself to Speak Action Plan. And we're going to connect here. So tell us what it is that they're going to get when they click on that link, Jeff. Jeff, you still there? Maybe losing you.
Yeah, you know, when people say, you ask somebody who speaks what they need next, and the answer is always more stages. So I came up with some tools to help people get on more stages. Little couple of page PDF with some tools. There's some bonus scripting in there to help with emails to send to folks to say, get some results for themselves.
Gotcha. That's fantastic. Thank you, Jeff. And for those of you that are watching on the live, I just want to say you're going to ring the victory bell and you get one on the replay too. Great for you because you're starting to learn and you're trying to up level your abilities, your skill set, your mindset, because that's the only way it works, right? Why? Because victory is always in the mind. Just go ahead and do that first. So make sure you click on the link down below. If you're on YouTube or podcast, it'll be in the show notes, etc. You'll find it. Jeff, before we shift gears a little bit here, just want to ask you here. So tell me a little bit more about what is your focus now?
Well, now my focus is to help folks get the results they want from speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Not getting what they want. They're struggling to find the right stages, or I see these groups on Facebook, Raj, where it's a speaker who wants to speak, and everybody's like, me, and nobody even asks who the audience is. They're desperate to get in front of somebody or anybody, and that's not the way to be successful as a speaker. You need to be in front of your people who, not just anybody. I knew a guy who said, I'll speak in front of anybody who can fog a mirror, and that's useless.
Yep.
That doesn't help you or them. Who do you solve problems for? That's who you should be in front of. Let's get in front of the people you can help, and then show them how you can help them, and then they'll want more of you, and that's show them how they can, you have what they need, and they want more of you.
Yeah, that's why you have to give first. Give. So, by the way, folks, on this episode number,
that's really just the basics of general business.
Yeah. On this episode 364, Jeff was gladly stepped up when I asked him to because somebody had canceled last minute. Actually, not canceled, but someone had.
Sorry, I missed that last question.
Oh, it's okay. We'd asked about what is your focus now, so you mentioned that, but Jeff stepped up and helped to fill in a spot because we are now want to push towards 400 interviews. And I just want to say, everybody here, thank you from the bottom of my heart that we are now driving forward and proving to everyone that anybody that has a fear, don't be afraid. Fear stands for face everything and rise. So, Jeff, let's shift gears a little bit now. You still got the link down below, so go ahead and click that. And so while we're waiting, so the next base of questions I call the softer side of Sears. We want to get to know you as a person, because people would always join a person, not a business. So let's find out who you are at its heart, and let's just drive this home. You already told us where you grew up. What about what was an interesting movie or film that helped shape the way you think?
Well, I think you're asking how to reach me. I think.
No, I asked, what's your favorite kind of movie, or what has?
I think you're asking how to get in touch with me. The best way to reach me is
All right, I'm going to type this up here. All right, there you go. Favorite movie going up?
If you go to Speaker Co-op or Speaker Coop,
yeah,
there's no hyphen, no dash.
Yeah. Okay.
In your speaking journey, including one where you can get in touch with me.
All right. So, Jeff, we're getting a disconnect. I'm not sure what's wrong with the internet. It is slowing down quite a bit. So, you are frozen on my screen. Hopefully, you're still receiving. So, folks, let's put Jeff in the green room. Hopefully, his internet will catch up. So, Jeff, thank you so much for being here. You've been amazing. We're going to bring you right back after our next segment. So, folks, while we're trying to figure out what's going on with the internet there, I'd like to ask all of you, for those of you that still don't have a speaker reel or a branding statement, here's an example of what we can do for you.
When you throw a rock into a lake, what happens? No, there's a splash. You make an impact, and then you get waves. And then you don't know where those waves are going. Those waves are going past around the reeds, and you don't know where that impact is. So all of you out there, when you're on stage, you don't know where your impact is going to end. It's never going to end.
All right. So, folks, as we discuss some of the issues going around in the world today, make sure you also grab some of our other freebies down there. So I have for you our next book that just came out, that just became an international bestseller, the Blue Talks Experts books, Volume 12. Make sure you click our link down below, so that way a portion of the proceeds will go towards helping invisible disabilities get added to the Americans with Disabilities Act. All right, and we also have our Talkadot, which is one of our sponsors. Make sure you click that link. Talkadot is a CRM and a client tool that you can connect with, so you can find out if you're a speaker, an entrepreneur, author, coach, you need it. You need something that's going to help to give you instant feedback, and that it really does. So, folks, here in our 60-second mind shift segment here, I want to ask you. Jeff had to mention that he was giving general speaking tips, and he was giving a elevator pitch to different business meetings, and he started to become a business speaker. Now, as he started doing that, guess what happened? He started getting good at it, because it was open to the change. A lot of us sometimes are closed in our change, when changes get offered to us. And remember, in order to grow, growth is a type of change. You need to expand who you are. You need to grow not only up, you go down, you go sideways, you go forward and back. And by doing so, your world changes in multiple dimensions that you never thought possible. You see, when I was growing up, I never thought I could do, out of 10,000 things, I knew I couldn't do 9,990. And the past couple of years, I finally found my voice. I finally do a live stream show that has impacted hundreds and thousands of people. I finally have a coaching studio that has helped thousands of people create their black belt mind shift. And if I hadn't been open to change happening to me 7 years ago, where a workplace insult basically turned into something where I knew I had to change in order to grow, it forced me to join Toastmasters and face my fear. Don't forget, folks, fear stands for face everything and rise. So we're going to bring Jeff Klein back and see what he thinks about that. And hopefully we can get him to come back. And let's see, how's his internet today? Welcome back, Jeff. How are you doing? There we go. I can see you better now.
Good.
The internet is smoother now.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, there's some. So, Jeff, as part of that 60-second mind shift, I hope you were able to hear it. Were you able to? If so, what did you think about it? What would you add to it?
Well, I mean, I'm all about getting better by doing. That's so important. The other thing that I like to teach is a little bit from the reverse side. Our moms and dads told us to learn from our mistakes. I like to tell people it's a lot less painful to learn from somebody else's, and I teach from that aspect. I made a lot of mistakes. I got a lot of road rash. I got a lot of bruises, from the mistakes I made along the way doing speaking once a week, speaking twice a week for a couple of years, and made a lot of mistakes on the way to the system that I created. And so by teaching what the result is of how to turn 20 and 30-minute talks into customers, I learned that because I made mistakes along the way. And that by doing, I learned how to teach others how not to make those mistakes. And you can have a much more pleasant journey than I did. Guys like you and I, we everybody else's journey and make their lives easier. But that's why we're doing what we're doing. It's that's why you need a coach. Coaches you benefit from our experience, and
all right, Jeff is frozen on my screen again. I hope he gets it back up. There we go. All right, there we go. You're back. So Jeff, let's finish off a little bit here. Just quick, like a rapid fire as we go through the last few questions here. Favorite book growing up?
Right. I mean, obviously, if you have a chance, if they don't have a coach, pick somebody else.
Yep. You got it. All right. All right. Jeff, did you get my question? So what was your favorite book growing up?
Oh, growing up, I loved the Narnia Chronicles, all 7 of them.
Nice. Cool. What about favorite movie that maybe impacted the way you think?
Well, so my dad was a blessed memory. My dad introduced me to all the great classic movies growing up. So Robin Hood and Lawrence of Arabia and the Black Arrow and all the, Beau Geste, those Charge of the Light Brigade, that, we stayed up no matter when that was on. We were in front of the TV watching that one.
Yeah.
So
Powerful
I learned
poem.
about honor and so nowadays people might find that trite, but in the day, the honor of a character like Beau Geste or the hero in the Four Feathers, somebody who honors their word and saves their friend's life through sacrifice.
Yeah.
And, even Gunga Din, which is some may see as racially questionable as a story. There's something to the basic dignity of the character. Even though we could have a long discussion about that, but there is a basic dignity and honor to some of the people in those stories that we can learn from.
Yeah. So now, what is your favorite? What is your favorite food?
Well, I mean, I cook for myself and have been doing so for a long time. So I love a good steak, but give me a good pepperoni pizza any day too, and I'll be happy.
You're like a mix of
cookies and cream ice cream will always
and Papa John's, huh? Nice.
Yeah.
All right. What about?
I'm happy with something tasty and new.
Nice. So what coach or who would you say is your mentor in who you are now?
So I mean, I definitely have a quote, and the quote is, "If we are not for ourselves, who will be for us? If we are only for ourselves, who are we? And if not now, when?" And great sage Hillel from the like 500 BCE back in the day. But as far as mentors, I've had lots and lots of mentors over the years. In each of my iterations. When I was in the film business, I had mentors, some very, very giving people.
Nice.
In this business, I've had mentors who've helped me along the way, and some of them are people we both know. I don't have like a one person I can point at and say, that's the person, except for my father, of course.
Gotcha. I love it. I love it. And I know what you mean.
Dad definitely was a big impact on me, but I wouldn't call him a mentor. Yeah, I wouldn't call him a mentor as much as a big personality who had a big impact on me.
Okay. So last question here. If someone gave you a blank check, what would be your grand vision to change the world? Blank check, unlimited resources. What's your grand vision?
Well, you can't. The whole world peace thing is hard to make happen. But I think that I would. One of the things I would do after we set the scholarship fund for my nieces and nephew and made sure mom's house was paid off and things like that.
Yeah.
I would start a script and movie production contest here in Texas, where we would take scripts and have an annual contest to write a movie that would have to be produced here in Texas, and then I would be the executive producer of the movie and oversee the contest of which script we would approve each year. And
nice.
It would have to be movies that had a message beyond a slasher flick or some of that.
Yeah, not violence or not
garbage that we have out.
Comedy, something with substance, with meaning.
It would have to be movies that could make a difference, and we've all seen movies that have done that.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Jeff. You've been an amazing guest. I want to share everybody. Take his banner.
Well, they're not violent. Doesn't have to be violence free, but
not the focus. Right. All right, folks. There is Jeff's link down below. Make sure you grab it, and we are almost done here. So, Jeff, I just want to ask you real quick. I just want to say actually thank you for fiddling in and just being an amazing guy, and just I see great things for you. I mean, I see great things for myself because I have mentors and coaches like you that have helped me along the way. And for everyone else there, as always, don't fake it till you make it. Instead, believe it and become it. I'm Coach Raja. I'll see you next time. Have a fantastic, or as we always say, make it a great day with VMA. Bye-bye. All right. So, Jeff, 3 quick questions for you, and then we are out of here. I think you got muted. Can you unmute? Okay, got it. Unmute. And what was your favorite part of being on the show today?
Yes, sir.
I think we have about a 5-second delay for some reason.
That's always fun.
Yep. Did you get the question? What is your favorite part of being on the show today?
I think that some of the new questions since last time I was on have been really eye-opening for me and have helped me be very thoughtful, and I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. And what about, oh, by the way, also, Jeff was my interview number 25 over 2 years ago. So now what's happening is there's some of my old friends that have been on the show years ago that want to come back and help me reach my 400. And what's fun is they're seeing the beginning Raja as a host and who I am now, a lot more polished, a lot more confident, and a lot more systematic. So I want to thank Jeff for being here and being amazing. And just last question for you: Would you?
I'm proud of you, brother.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. All right, folks, we are out of here.